I'm a repeat offender to my side with you.
4, 3, 2. All right, it's MoLLy RuTh. RuTh?
Ruth.
Yeah, Ruth. That's what I said. MoLLy RuTh.
Each man's got a conscience like stars in his own sky. Gotta keep his eyes on them, gotta keep himself alive. Round here I'm more than following mine, when I'm loathed by everyone. 'Cause my hometown ain't where I'm really from. I was born there, raised there, stayed there for my whole youth. But to my neighbors, I'm a stranger, trespassing, uncouth. And I myself never feel quite right around people I've known my whole life. 'Cause my hometown ain't where I'm really from. When I came out between her legs, they just said, "Who the hell is that?" As a kid, I couldn't make no friends. I wanted to be sent back. And now I'm older, playing shows at all the old local wall halls, and no one comes. Oh, my hometown ain't where I'm really from. In my mind's eye, I see a place where I do belong. On the breeze there drifts an old simple song, and a woman crying by the fire pulls me close and says, "Oh, my child, you know your hometown ain't where you're really from." Forgive my sermonizing, I beg you please. But should no one have to struggle like me for these mysteries? 'Cause I've seen it through the walls of time, come long vines growing toward the sun. My hometown ain't where I'm really from.
So grab that yeah. Wow, MoLLy RuTh.
Amazing.
You know how many people feel like that?
Oh,
like I'm one of them. Come close. Come here.
Get over here, girl.
So what town are you not from?
Oh, a lot of towns.
Well, which was the one you popped out between her legs in?
This one.
New York? Really?
Oh, shit.
And you don't feel like you're from here?
Well, you know, that song is, I mean, no, I don't feel like I'm totally from here. I love this
You
town.
seem like you're kind of like,
Southern.
yeah, but you seem like you were,
I'm not really from here.
you seem like you were born in another time.
Yeah, that's I think that song is sort of about that. It's sort of about just having a sense of destiny that isn't really determined by like
Where you're from.
right circumstances. You know, you have a feeling about you that it doesn't really come from. You couldn't really say, you know, I inherited it or I learned it from this person or they taught me that in school. It's just a sense of knowing what you ought to be doing without having anything to do with what you're supposed to be doing.
But this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you found it.
Hell yeah.
You found it. Yeah. Wow. So how old are you, if you mind that I ask?
24.
Yeah. So when did you start writing?
About 2 years ago, two and a half years ago.
So, like, do you feel like it just came to you and you channel it? Like what made you start doing this?
Well, I've sung for as long, since I was a small child, but I only started playing guitar about 2 or so years ago and performing 2 or so years ago. And it was always something I knew I wanted to do.
Okay,
but
so it was hidden inside.
yeah, well, it wasn't really hidden. I guess for a long time I was trying to, I always saw myself as having just a rock and roll band. And I tried to put together several rock and roll bands and nobody ever stood by me. So I decided to learn how to play guitar and go solo.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah. You get tired of waiting.
And being codependent anyway, it's really a pain in the neck.
It sucks.
Yeah, and you're such a natural. It's like, thank God you like listened to that. What'd you say? Your eye in your head or something? What was the one?
Third eye.
You said something about like your inner eye or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Do you remember it?
Voice? No, I don't.
Oh, all right. Something in that song. I thought I heard.
Nutella drink?
Maybe. But so MoLLy, what part of New York are you from?
All over, uptown and actually around here, and now I live in Harlem.
Okay, that's good. Do you feel at home there?
I love Harlem, yeah.
So you finally feel like the shoe fit?
I don't know, I might move pretty soon actually. Out of the city.
Well, you had a little time there.
Well, I had 24 years here, but yeah, Harlem's great. Harlem still feels like a neighborhood. It still feels like, people have sex there.
And people don't have sex other places.
You walk through other neighborhoods, like, if you go to Union Square, it just feels like nobody has blood in their veins.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel real to me. You go up to Harlem and you hear strange conversations.
Oh, I thought you were going to say strange sounds coming out of apartments.
It's everywhere,
Yeah. Ooh, like, is that what you're hearing? And Brooklyn, what about Brooklyn? Do you think they have sex over there?
Parts of Brooklyn.
No.
Yeah, I was going to be nice, but I figured y'all were from Brooklyn.
Actually,
Oh, that's funny. That's really a funny line. So how experienced are you?
At having sex?
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
That's good. Yeah. Good for you. Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah. So, and we're just going to jump the gun here because it is National Nutella Day.
As opposed to that last question.
Yeah.
She was really holding back there.
Yeah. Well, we want to know a skeleton from your closet.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Nutella Day. Would you like some?
skeleton.
That's good.
you might need this for your skeleton as well.
This is the Nutella with the kick.
It was hot.
Yeah. Just like you.
Pretty good.
Have any trouble in your life?
Oh, I'm on the run constantly.
Yeah? What's the last thing that made you run?
Well, I'm usually in eviction court about once a month.
Is that because you don't pay your rent?
Yeah. Or I get behind and then they lose patience. There are a couple arrest warrants out. Nothing really interesting though.
So, like, did you ever come home to your apartment and it was like you were locked out?
No, New York's pretty awesome if you want to be delinquent on rent.
Well, that's
It
good.
takes a long time
6 months.
for them to actually get you out.
Really?
Something like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
you can really fight it. You can owe $10,000 and still stay. It's pretty amazing.
That's good.
Yeah,
Wow.
but that's a lame demon. We gotta get something better than that.
Yeah. Anything in school? Did you go to school? Did you ever cut school?
Oh, I cut most of school, but let's see. When I was a small child, I threw a huge rock at a kid's head.
Ooh. Did anything happen?
I got stitches. It was
Wow.
awful. It's the worst thing I've ever done.
All right, that works. That definitely works. That works. So did you write a song about it?
No, I'm too ashamed. It was a real moment of madness. Have you
How
ever?
old were you?
About 8.
Oh, so you weren't that little.
No, I wasn't like small. I mean,
Like-
I was like a conscious.
Like you
being.
knew what you were doing.
No, it's weird. I don't know if anybody else, well, I'm sure somebody else has had this happen to them, but it's the only time in my life when I think I was like totally insane for about 15 seconds.
Have you ever watched Law and Order? Come on.
Well, you-
People
like,
claim that all the time.
It wasn't done in anger. I wasn't mad at the kid or anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it wasn't done in hatred. I would just commit this totally random, pointless act of horrendous violence.
Aw.
Aww.
That's so, yeah, you're like admitting it. Like, that's sad. Did you ever do it again?
No, it felt awful.
So then maybe it saved you.
Maybe so.
From
Maybe
it
I'd be
happening-
just going around throwing rocks at people all the time. No.
Yeah. No, that would be terrible. Maybe it made you like not ever do it again. So, you know.
I sing a lot. I have a lot of violent imagery in my art. I think that in my experience, so does Lorraine. And as you know, Lorraine's one of the most kind-hearted souls.
Exactly.
I find that it's often people who are actually deeply moral and who really really regret, you know, having done awful things. Really feel it. Those are the people who, in their songs, are the most bloodthirsty, vicious,
Yeah.
murderous. Whereas just the opposite is also true, where you find people who are terribly squeamish in their art and will not do anything remotely offensive. And I find that those people are often very petty and
Can
cruel.
you give an
in their
example?
personal lives.
Like top 40, you mean?
Top 40. I don't know if I
Taylor Swift?
I don't know any of those people, but I know, they're not famous people, but I know a lot of people who are extremely politically correct. And
All
yet,
the time, right?
and yet on a personal level, they're just like vicious, mean-spirited people.
Yeah, I have to agree. Isn't that like the Scarlet Letter? That's what we were talking about at the beginning of the show, the Scarlet Letter kind of thing. It's like people
Yeah.
who point that finger, you know,
They're
come
the
on,
worst,
hello. I used to know this guy who was a shrink in City Hall in Philadelphia. He used to testify for people to see if they could stand trial. He like would tell them if they were insane
Oh,
or
really?
sane.
Right.
He testified for like Hinckley, the guy, and I mean like big people. This guy was amazing. But he used to always say to me, if you think you're crazy and you think you're, you know, ridiculous, you're fine.
Right.
It's the ones that claim not to be.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you need to worry about.
Right.
So it's kind of like what you're saying.
It's true.
Yeah. The squeaky clean,
Mm,
yeah. Watch out, exactly. I know.
I think it's people who are, you have to, I think everybody has a dark side to them. I mean, everybody has very
That's
dark.
why we celebrate the skeletons.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because come on, we all have them.
And I think it's important to be conscious of it. I think it's people who are not at all willing to look at themselves, who tend to be more just sort of, it comes out other way, you know, other ways. It
Absolutely.
comes out in meanness.
So what's your next gig? Do you have one lined up?
Not for
Are
not
you
for
going
a few
on
weeks. Yeah, I'm going
tour?
away for a while, so I'll be back. I'm playing at Lorraine's before Lorraine in April at her sidewalk show, and I'll be gone for a few weeks, basically between now and then. But
Are you going to be playing while you're away or just for fun?
I'm going to a meditation retreat.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I love meditation.
And then I'm going to
Where? Like what state?
Minnesota. It's
Ah.
gonna be like negative 40 degrees.
Yeah, but you know what? They have Prince there, so
There you
you'll be
go.
all right.
That's very meditative.
Yeah. Wow. Meditation in Minneapolis?
Yeah, of all things.
That sounds interesting.
10 hours a day for 10 days of meditating.
Wow. That sounds cool.
It's insane.
So you won't be outside unless they
No.
bring you outside to do it. Then you would really have to meditate, right? Wow. So what's your website?
MoLLy RuTh.com.
Wow. And how long have you had that running?
I have no idea. A year and a half, something like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
How many songs are on there?
I think I have maybe 15 songs on there, something like that.
That sounds really good. Wow. So do you want to push a button, MoLLy RuTh?
Sure.
See, she's a girl that looks.
Perfect.
Wow. Are there any last shout outs you'd like to say? You're really, Lorraine was right.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yes, you're obviously a very talented songwriter.
Thank you
And
for
your
having me.
delivery is just so sweet and honest, and you do seem
I like
like
that song a lot.
yeah, you seem like you're just from another era. Like who do you listen to?
It's mostly dead people, yeah.
Like who?
I mean, I'm a classic rock freak, so you know, I only listen to really anything before 1979.
Like who?
Yeah, like you know, just the Rolling Stones and Dylan and AC/DC and a lot of blues, Lightning Hopkins and Howlin' Wolf and Blind Willie Johnson, people like that. And
Cool.
country music, I listen to. Yeah, I love Johnny Cash.
Yeah, you have a very Johnny Cash vibe.
But very feminine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like you, MoLLy RuTh. Come back anytime.
I'd love to.
I want to know more about the meditating too.
Sure.
Thank you. Do you meditate here regularly anywhere?
No, I don't. I've done this retreat once before, and it just
In Minneapolis?
changed everything. No, they have them all over the place. I went to one in Massachusetts.
That was a lot easier, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You took me to a meditating.
I know. I did
do
that.
it.
Really?
Oh, there's no wrong
I'm an
way.
animal.
There's no wrong way, baby. But well, that's a whole nother episode. Exactly. Well, enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much. We'll be back.
Totally secure.